Welcome to the Tech and Real Estate channel, where we bridge the gap between real estate and technology. Today, we interview Yasmine, founder and CEO of Clearset AI, a startup revolutionizing the real estate industry in construction estimation and optimization. In this discussion, you will learn how Yasmine and the team are leveraging Gen AI to estimate job bids instantly. We will also dive into how Project Reds is impacting the Tampa Bay community and useful tips to get started in learning and applying AI in your business. Let's get started. Hey, Yasmin, welcome to the channel.
Hi, Ariel. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all and meet you all.
I've been looking forward to discussing this topic with you for a while now. So, really interesting. You're also a founder in Tampa Bay, similar to myself, but also you are using AI and data science in real estate to solve critical challenges today. But before we get into those technicalities, would love to hear a little bit more about your background.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in the AI data science industry for over 5 years now. And it happened during a journey where I was pursuing a law career in DC, and then I realized that just wasn't for me. I had the opportunity to work for a computer forensics company where I was introduced into data. And from there on, I just wanted to continue studying and see what else and who is data. And that's where I came across data science. After that, I worked at large corporations. Startup Techs was a freelancer. I went to school for data science and analytics, and then eventually I worked for the DoD, which after there, my time spent, I decided to go ahead and become an entrepreneur and own my own AI company, which is Clearset AI today.
That is excellent. So you've kind of taken this journey where maybe you didn't start off in the engineering space, but took your studies there as well as your professional career. And how was that transition of learning programming and just a different skill set?
So it was very interesting. But at the same time, I realized that a lot of the language was repetitive. So as long as I knew exactly what I was trying to write, it made it easier to understand Python and SQL and forming the joins from back end to front end. But just really being so disciplined into my studies. And I believe the key trait was also curiosity. Like, what else can data do for me? But the only way I can find that out is if I continue to expand my learning.
Agreed. I think when I first started my journey, I was just very technical with it. Like, how do I do an if else statement? But it wasn't until I started applying it to a project that things start to click a
Mhm.
lot more. Was that the same case for you as you were in your graduate degree, like applying different use cases where everything started to click a bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. And especially during my work experience, being able to collaborate with other data scientists and engineers made the work even more better to want to understand and continue to grow that knowledge. But having that work experience really solidified that I knew this is something that I wanted to do because I was able to gain that knowledge and that expertise hands on and in real time so that I can really articulate, me being a part of this team, we did X, Y, and Z in ROI and efficiency due to AI, data science, data analytics, but that hands on experience definitely made a big difference.
Yeah, hands on is huge, as well as working with a team. And as a data
Hmm.
scientist, I can imagine that you are well aware that it's not just programming and that there's a lot of communication that also happens.
Yes, absolutely. You have to communicate.
Yeah, when it comes to the team, presentations. And now shifting over to when you decide to create your own company, what was the initial problem you were looking to solve?
Absolutely. So the problem we were looking to solve is that what people don't realize in the construction industry, 40% of construction professionals are going to retire in the next 5 to 6 years. And the deeper challenge to that is that there's not enough talent to fill in those roles. So my partner, he is a licensed general contractor, and he came to me, he said, Yasmin, this is a problem, this is a challenge, this is an issue that I don't think people realize, and we don't want them to realize that at the last minute. So with my AI skills and programming, and then his industry knowledge, we came together and we formulate our blueprint estimation software. And with this really helps with the estimation process that a lot of construction professionals have to go through when it comes to bidding for procurement or even for their clients.
Got it. So is this more so for new construction or hits different areas within the commercial real estate space?
Different areas. So if you are a construction project manager, architect, a licensed contractor, or even an interior designer that works with contractors and even have interior accessories that you have to research, this is for you all. And this is not just for the big corporations. This is also for mom and pop shops as well too. We wanted to make this accessible for everyone so that they can benefit the use of AI while also seeing the efficiency of what it can do for their business, whether that's small, medium, or large.
Got it. So let's take a step back. And how would a company today or a mom and pop business who they're estimating bids for a current job, how would they do that in today's landscape without using AI and data analytics?
Oh my goodness. So, just talking to our target audience, they have told me that it takes them, depending on the project, either 3 to 4 hours, 3 to 4 days, or it can take a week for them to just create the estimation quotes. And that's just only one of the 10 things they have to do. And so I was saying to myself, like, it takes a week just to give a client a cause. I mean, nowadays, people's attention span isn't that long. They want to know results today, right then and there. And so the simple fact that they're waiting for a quote has them thinking maybe somebody else can do it faster and efficient and we can get what we want now. And so that is something that we want people to understand when it comes to using our software. We're not here to take your livelihood, but we're here to help make sure you're successful in your project bidding.
Exactly. Help you with that speed as well as accuracy, I imagine. So, when it comes to estimating the bid of a job, uh, what is entailed there? Is it, I would assume, like looking at the square footage of the building, maybe the current condition of it. What are some features that are important?
Yeah, absolutely. So the square footage, the accessories, the legends on there, like how many outlets are on that blueprint, or the other kind of legends that are listed on blueprints. And then there's different kind of blueprints. There's electrical, residential, commercial. So all those that factors into that, even where they have different locations of certain accessories as well too. We want to be able to capture that, capture the vendor, capture the size. That's important, but the main thing is capturing the budget. um, does it align with the client's budget as well too, so that way you can really bid successfully. So we're capturing all that information and outputting that estimation quote that are accurate and precise based on math and area products, I mean material products.
So, as you were looking to try to solve this problem with math using AI, how was it initially for you to learn more about this space in construction? Were there any challenges? Were there any data sets you were surprised with, or ones that you found to be a little bit more complicated to work with?
Yeah, absolutely. And excuse me for that. So, when we started building this, the expertise that goes behind this is called computer vision and deep learning. And so, I don't have the expertise in deep learning. I'm more of machine learning, data governance, and data visualization. So for this, I had to even learn more of this kind of coding language, but I learned it from my partner, my CTO. And as we continue to build this, we realized electrical plans were way easier to start off with for our AI. And then we noticed data sets like the commercial and residential and even plumbing kind of blueprints were much more harder. So it took us a little bit much more time and resource and research to really figure out those components. And then especially bringing that math together from contractors, estimation quotes, and then also from the math of like research. So having to put all that together took time and having to really do that extensive research, but it was worth it because now we're able to have a product that's one of a kind in the market.
Great. So let's talk more about that product. So you kind of discussed a little bit of how you've been able to pull different data sets, but maybe put simply for a client that maybe you're talking to, how would you propose that your software, what it does, and how does it help them in their business?
Yeah, absolutely. So what it does is you upload your blueprint into our software, and then our software will read the blueprint, and then it will output the accurate and precise estimation in less than 5 seconds. So you're able to gather all that information and send it off to your client, or even send it off to the interior designer, whatever that case may be. But you're able to be so efficient that you can be successful and confident in your bidding. And so this is reducing the time. This is reducing even extra labor for you. And again, a lot of professionals are going to be retiring. So most of them aren't tech savvy. They don't really do much research. And so this allows them to just drag and drop, still get the benefits and use of AI, and then still be able to be successful and see, oh, okay, this is not taking my livelihood, but this is helping me to be better and be more efficient in the long run.
Excellent. Yes, improving efficiency. And I assume they're uploading the blueprints, correct?
Yes, yes.
Do you just spit out one single number of an estimation, or is there more information that's provided to the end user?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, of course. So once it outputs the estimation, what it does is it counts the individual legends. So, for example, if it will say that the blueprint has six legends, and the average cost of the just one out. I'm sorry. Each outlet it has the blueprint has like six outlets, and each outlet costs $10. We've noticed that $10 times six, that's $60. So that part of the blueprint is $60. But then what it also does is it totals the entire quote of the blueprint. So you have the total estimation, and you have the individual cost and the individual quantity of that legend as well too. So you have all that information, and then other component is outputting into an Excel spreadsheet. So now you can also still be organized as well.
That is incredible. And there's several things that you mentioned there that I think are really important. One is the explainability, right? So you're not just providing a number, but you're explaining the reasons behind it. And the second is meeting the user where they're comfortable, which is an Excel spreadsheet so they can work with it further. And I think that's something that's carries on for other founders to be aware of, or other folks who are developing their own products, to make sure that you're providing users the ability to understand what's going on with the model, and then a way for them to tangibly be able to see its outputs.
Absolutely. No, you're spot on. That's the goal, because we want to give you the more information so you can be successful. Same thing as a data scientist. The more data we have, the easier it is to train the model and get more insights. So the more information you have, the easier it is for you to translate that to the procurement or to your clients, and having them visually see it as well too. Everyone's a visual person, which I realize they want to see something, and being able to show those numbers and be confident in it is something that we are very proud to say for our clients.
That is excellent. And when you were initially getting into the space, creating this model, like you said, data is very important. The more data you have, as well as the quality of it, can really help you to train a strong model. Was this data that you found just like on Google when doing a search, or was there a particular data set, maybe locally, that you worked with initially?
So we got the data from our partner, a general contractor. He has over 10 years of general contracting experience. So he had numerous of blueprint for us to use. And then with his connections with other architects and interior designers, and then even myself getting more acclimated into the industry, it allowed us to have the right partnerships to get so much data for free, to be honest. And that really allowed us to continue to build the models and strengthen it. So because of our partnership, that really helped us get that data set so that we didn't have to go outsource it outside.
Amazing. So not just building in a sandbox and by yourself and looking at public resources, but actually networking, building connections, and being able to leverage that network to strengthen your product.
Absolutely. I mean, the connections and network really is beneficial and has helped us a lot, and definitely spread the word of mouth of what's going on and what we have to offer.
Perfect. And with that, Yasmin, you have a great LinkedIn. You post a lot, and especially lately, you've been posting about a project called Reds.
Ooh,
So,
yes.
what is Reds?
So I'm excited to share that we are working on a generative AI case study called Project Reds, and it stands for Real Estate Development Simulation. So generative AI means a hot topic, and we've noticed generative AI has been used for producing images and videos. Hey AI, can you output a robot at a construction site? And brrr, it does it, and that's fantastic. But we wanted to dive deeper into it. We wanted to see, okay, well, what else can it do, especially in this industry where we notice AI and technology hasn't really there's not much in construction except for, companies like yourself and mine that are trying to revolutionize it. And so this simulation, what it does, it takes it allows real estate developers and investors create different scenarios of how their project is going to affect the property that they're building on in the long run. So, for example, if you're building on a property and the simulation says, hey, in the next 5 to 6 years, the soil might be, not might be harsh due to, building next to a lake and possible erosions and whatnot, excuse my terminology, but that's the whole point, is to really stay ahead of what's your property going to look like and what's the damage it's going to do in an environment in the long run in the community, or even just, what are the different possibilities of having your property on that, well, your project on that property. So this really just gives you a deeper insight in the long run of what you're building and what that foundation looks like.
Wow, that is powerful, right? Because a lot of people sometimes, well, I bet in the commercial space people think about this all the time, but at least in the residential space, I think a lot of folks
Mm-hmm.
sometimes overlook the land aspect of it and the
Mm-hmm.
quality of the land. So that's a
Yes.
great factor that you mentioned of being able to project what could this structure look like if the land maybe isn't as intact. Um, so what initially stirred or steered you to go this direction? Was there particular land plots in Florida that were maybe in bad condition that pursued you towards this direction?
So honestly, it was just a team decision. We have been working in our software project, but then we just was like, let's do a case study, but not just a case study. Let's do a community case study. So we just decided just turn this into a chapters, like a book, where each chapter is another step to building this model to the completion of this case study project. And we just want the community to follow along because everyone's always asking, what is AI? Where do we start? It's kind of confusing. We don't know where to go. So we just thought this would be fun because there's a lot of real estate people here in Tampa Bay. There is a lot of construction going on, and also with generative AI being a hot topic, but mainly focused on images and videos, this also can expand on what Gen AI can do. And this is also just another skill building asset for us as well.
Incredible. Yeah, super relevant to the community. And just curious, so I know that in the Tampa area specific, but also in like Spring Hill, so maybe 40 minutes north or so, there's a lot of sinkholes. Is this something that Project Reds is looking at as well to see like the capability of maybe not a sinkhole happening, but maybe a sinkhole that's already happened, its effect on the structure later?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because what we did is we took public data sets from different counties, and we working on Pinellas County right now. But because of that, that allows us to have that kind of insight and do more research as to, okay, well, what scenario is going to look like when it comes to erosions and sinkholes and whatnot. So that is something that we're excited about, because if we can really get that insight of what that looks like in the long run for to prevent those kind of sinkholes and just have that foundation ready, then this is definitely going to be something that's going to strengthen our community.
Huge. Yeah, help with those preventative measures as well. Like for insurance, I could see that being like a
Oh yeah.
big deal too. If insurances could understand like what the quality of particular land could be over time, maybe there's some reduction, or maybe there's some suggestions of what a property owner or land for a commercial site could do to help with that.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the whole goal there, is that we want to ensure that you're successful and be able to know what's going on. But the main thing is the community, our land. We want to make sure we're protecting our lands.
Definitely. And what are some learnings that you've had from when you started this project with just like an idea in your head to the research aspect and starting to put things together? What have you learned in that journey?
So I've learned more about Gen AI's neural network. And for those who don't know what a neural network is, think of it as the neurons in your brain, but just more of a computer brain. So the computer is mimicking our neurons, and we call it neural networks. So learning about the different generative AI neural networks out there and how it aligns to the architectural data sets was so unique to my learning research because I had no idea certain networks can do this kind of capability and that kind of capability. And these data sets, these are architecturals like floor plans and Cassie Cube, I believe, and whatnot. So being able to have that kind of hands-on learning was definitely a great experience and definitely has been shaping my skill sets.
Excellent. And for someone who is a data scientist or an AI and looking to learn more about the space, how do they learn about Gen AI? Is it taking a course from Google Certificate? Is it reading other case studies from universities? How would they go about learning?
Yeah, absolutely. So I recommend looking into groups that are like machine learning based, because then you get to be able to learn more about different models and start building from there. Also, depending on your budget, you can go on YouTube as well too and look at AI experts and gurus and watch their videos. But there's also places and courses like Udemy where yes, the course is like $100, but I mean they usually have weekly deals where it's like $12 and you will get a certificate of completion from that. But there's many ways where you can learn generative AI, but I really highly recommend finding those groups maybe on Meetup or something like that or on LinkedIn, but finding a group that focuses on that and be able to just follow along what's going on into their discussions will be a great way to be successful because they're always up to date with things, up to date with new companies, up to date with new trends and, new coding styles, neural networks. I'm always sending stuff to my team every time I see an update because it allows them to be successful.
Agreed. I think being a part of a community that is also trying to learn what's up to date within the AI data science space is really critical in that journey of learning. And taking a step back, it seems like what you've done with the estimation aspect, the REDS project, you have an all-star team. So how did you put this team together that is today Clearset?
Yeah, so, I have always been overlooked, constantly overlooked. And I said one day I'm going to be in a position where I can give those who are overlooked a chance. And during the interview round, yes, of course, I paid attention to their technical skills and whatnot, but I really paid attention to their heart. Are they teammates? We don't call ourselves coworkers, we say teammates. Are you all disciplined? Are you passionate about not just your skill sets and being in the industry, but also the vision of the company and me as well too? Because I also need to know that you trust me because I'm trusting you as well. And I want you to know that anything that I bring into the company is based on my decision. So I'm always ensuring that I'm making good decisions for you all. But it starts with that trust. So I had to really look at who the person was. Are you even a fun person? What do you do for fun? So I really looked at the character of the person and has really been successful of that. I mean, we get along really great. We have comedians. We have so yeah, we're always giggling. But we have really unique people on the team, but most of them were always overlooked. And so because I gave them that chance, they have just been very grateful to the mission of the company and that really built that trust between us.
I think that is amazing that you've kept that in mind of not just going for someone that may look amazing on paper, right? Which of course you want to build a team that is very highly skilled, but also look at the entire aspect, how they fit into company culture, how they relate to the mission of the company, and how they want to be as a teammate, which is critical.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of folks who they want to start their own companies, maybe in prop tech, and they say, should I be a solo founder or should I be a co-founder where I have other founders with me and maybe grow a team? What are your suggestions there for those folks starting out?
So I say that you should get a co-founder because I started off by myself, and I mean it was great, but it really made the experience and the entrepreneur experience having my two partners, having those other founders, because we were able to just tap into each other's brain. We're able to, share insights, and we all have different experience of life. So that also added more creativity to what we have going on here at the company. So being having that extra person to lean on because this is it's a lot. It's like you can't do everything on your own, but having someone who you trust and you trust their wisdom as well too really makes the entrepreneurship journey even successful and fruitful. But I definitely say, partner with someone who aligns with not only your character, your integrity, but then also aligns with your mission.
Completely agree with that. Lines up your mission, and together, you can accomplish so much more than
Mhm.
going solo, at least in my opinion as well. And what are some things that you're excited about for the future of real estate and technology?
Oh man, so I am excited just to see how AI, is really revolutionizing the construction industry, and just seeing how it's benefiting those who are not tech savvy, but starting to realize, okay, this is something that's helping me. And this is just a really great time to really get into AI and really be impactful. That's the whole goal, is you want to be impactful. It's not just, oh, look at me and get my awards and honors and all that stuff. You want to be impactful. And to be impactful is ensuring that you care about your community and what is your community suffering, that your skill sets can come and help them relieve that. And those kind of challenges using AI have been very successful with us because we're there to be for the community. Again, not just for the big corporations, but also for mom and pops as well.
I love that. Yes, being able to leverage AI, better the community. And what's something I want to touch on because some people don't realize, you don't
Mhm.
have to be a programmer to be the one who's using AI and, changing a community. You can be someone who's a non-programmer as well, right, Yasmin?
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's also no code AI. So that's also another trend that a lot of people are starting to pick up on, that you can just easily drag and drop or just drag and create joins without having to code. And so that's actually very exciting as well, too.
Yeah, I love that space, especially with the web scraping part, like Browse AI. I use that as well. I know you use it too.
And it saves so much time because a lot goes into coding, and being a programmer, you're stressing yourself out, pulling your hair out, getting because of the errors and whatnot. So this is really even helping those who don't have that experience, and it's helping those who want to get into the industry. Okay, this is what it looks like. Great. Even if you look at Figma allows you to create that template, but then once you create that template, which is easy drag and drop, fixing some wording, it generates that back end code for you. So all you can do is just build on top of that. But you're saving time, and that's the great thing about it. You're learning and saving time.
Yeah, and lower barrier to entry. You don't have to get trained
Mhm.
up for thousands of dollars to be able to do the similar type of work that maybe wasn't possible several years ago. So
Yeah.
shifting, yeah, shifting over a bit, Yasmin. So in the space of real estate, commercial, as well as in the community, how do you stay plugged in? What are resources or groups that you're a part of to help get a pulse on the market?
Yeah, and so I'm a part of different groups. So I'm a part of like Women's and Realtors, learning more about real estate there. We are also just got into the USF and Skanska USA program, so we'll be able to learn more about construction in the Tampa Bay area. But then also, I'm very in part of LinkedIn groups like the machine learning one, the data science one. I do read towards data science articles as well too. So that way I'm still tapped in our demographic, but then also from my own skill sets. But I really found LinkedIn groups to be very, very beneficial because you're always updating every day. And then I'm talking to new people who, refer me to someone else, and I'm building relationships there. And that's the whole key, is you're building relationships and networking. So being able to have that LinkedIn groups were definitely beneficial for myself to just learn more and continue to grow.
Yes, using LinkedIn groups is huge. And some folks, they think LinkedIn, all right, when I apply to jobs, I'll use LinkedIn and that's it. But no, LinkedIn is so powerful for a
Hmm.
lot of different reasons, like you said, to build relationships as well.
Absolutely.
All right. And anything else you want to mention before we wrap up and I ask how people can reach you?
Absolutely. So you can reach me on LinkedIn, Yasmine Gardiner. You can go on our website, Clearset AI, and be able to contact us and learn more about what we do. And then also just reach out to me as well by email, contact@clearset.ai to learn more about construction projects, or even if you have an idea of AI. I do offer one-on-one consultation, and we just launched our like group sessions where you can learn more about no-code AI or how to use text-to-speech, speech-to-text tools effectively. So we're opening and broadening our AI capabilities so that way we ensure that you all have a great person to come to when it comes to those AI questions and needs.
Amazing. Adding so much value for the community, for those to get started. And I will be following your journey, and I bet the audience will as well. Thank you so much, Yasmin.
Oh, thank you, Aria. Appreciate you all. I hope you all have a great day.